Hi there, welcome back to American Lingo Academy. I'm Fiona, and today we're going to learn another set of really useful phrasal verbs that native English speakers use all the time in everyday conversation. These 10 phrasal verbs might sound a little unfamiliar at first, but don't worry. I'm going to explain each one very clearly, and I'll give you 2 practical examples for every single one so you can understand exactly how to use them. So let's get started. Number 1, fawn on. This phrasal verb means to give someone too much praise or attention because you want something from them or because you want them to like you. It's usually not sincere. When you fawn on someone, you act like everything they do is perfect and you agree with everything they say. People do this when they want to impress someone important, like a boss or a celebrity. It's similar to being fake or overly nice to get something. For example, imagine you're at work and there's a new manager. One of your coworkers wants a promotion really badly, so every time the manager walks by, your coworker smiles really big and says things like, "Oh, that's such a brilliant idea," or "You're such an amazing leader." Even when the manager is just doing normal things. Your coworker is fawning on the manager because they want that promotion. You can see it's not genuine, it's just to get ahead. Here's another one. Let's say your friend is at a fancy party and meets a famous actor. Your friend usually acts pretty cool and relaxed, but tonight they're acting completely different. They're laughing at every joke the actor makes, even the ones that aren't funny. They keep saying, "Oh my gosh, you're so talented," and "I loved every single movie you've ever made." Your friend is fawning on the celebrity because they're impressed and want to make a good impression. It's that kind of overly sweet behavior that feels a little too much. Number 2, fawn over. This phrasal verb means almost the same thing as fawn on, but we use it a little differently. When you fawn over someone or something, you show a lot of attention and admiration, sometimes too much. The difference is that fawn over can also be used for things, not just people, and it can sometimes be genuine, especially when people really love something or someone. Parents often fawn over their babies, or people fawn over cute puppies. It's about showing a lot of affection or excitement. For example, imagine your sister just had a baby, and all your relatives come to visit. Everyone is standing around the crib, making little baby sounds, taking hundreds of photos, and saying things like, "Oh, she's the most beautiful baby I've ever seen. And look at those tiny fingers." Everyone is fawning over the new baby because babies are adorable, and everyone wants to show how much they love the little one. It's sweet and natural in this situation. Here's another one. Let's say you have a coworker who just bought a brand new sports car. It's shiny, red, and really expensive. At lunch, a group of people from the office go outside to look at it. Everyone is walking around the car, touching it, asking questions like, "How fast does it go?" And "Can I sit in the driver's seat?" They're all fawning over the car because it's impressive and exciting. Your coworker is really happy because everyone is giving the car so much attention. Number 3, feed off. This phrasal verb means to get energy, strength, or motivation from something or someone. It's like when something gives you power or makes you feel more alive. Athletes often feed off the crowd's energy during a big game. Performers feed off the audience's excitement. It can also be used in negative ways. For example, some people feed off drama or other people's problems because it makes them feel important or entertained. For example, imagine you're watching a basketball game in a huge stadium. The home team is playing, and every time they score, the crowd goes crazy. They're cheering, clapping, and shouting. The players can feel that energy, and it makes them play even better. They run faster, they try harder, and they feel more confident. The team is feeding off the crowd's energy. That excitement from the audience gives them extra motivation to win the game. Here's another one. Let's say you have a friend who loves gossip. Every time someone at school or work has a problem or gets into an argument, your friend wants to know every detail. They ask a million questions, and they get really excited talking about other people's drama. It's like the drama makes them feel more interesting. Your friend is feeding off the drama. They get energy and entertainment from other people's problems, even though it's not really a healthy thing to do. Number 4, feed on. This phrasal verb has two meanings. The first one is the literal meaning, which is to eat something as food. Animals feed on plants or other animals. The second meaning is similar to feed off. It means to use something as a source of strength or to make something stronger. Fear can feed on fear. Anger can feed on anger. When negative feelings grow because of more negative feelings, we say they feed on each other. For example, let's think about the first meaning. Imagine you're watching a nature documentary about lions. The narrator says, "Lions are carnivores, which means they feed on meat. They hunt zebras, antelopes, and other animals on the grasslands of Africa." In this case, feed on just means the lions eat those animals for survival. It's a simple, direct way to talk about what animals eat in the wild. Here's another one. Now let's use the second meaning. Imagine you're nervous about giving a presentation at school. You start thinking, what if I forget what to say? What if people laugh at me? Those worried thoughts make you even more nervous. Then you think, I'm going to mess up for sure. Now you're really scared. Your fear is feeding on itself. Each negative thought makes the fear bigger and stronger. This is what we mean when we say fear feeds on fear. One bad feeling creates more bad feelings. Number 5, feed up. This phrasal verb means to make someone eat more food, usually to help them become healthier or gain weight. It's often used when someone has been sick or hasn't been eating enough. Parents might say they need to feed up their child after an illness. Farmers feed up animals before winter so they're strong and healthy. It's about giving someone or something extra food to improve their condition. For example, imagine your grandmother comes to visit and she notices you look a little thin. Maybe you've been busy with school and work, and you haven't been eating regular meals. Your grandmother is worried, so she starts cooking all your favorite foods. She makes big breakfasts, hearty lunches, and delicious dinners. She keeps saying, "Eat, eat, you need more food." She's trying to feed you up because she wants to make sure you're healthy and strong. It's her way of taking care of you. Here's another one. Let's say you have a friend who has a small farm with chickens. Winter is coming, and your friend knows the chickens need to be strong to survive the cold weather. So your friend starts giving them extra corn, grains, and other nutritious food every day. The chickens start looking plumper and healthier. Your friend is feeding up the chickens before winter arrives. The extra food helps them build up energy and stay warm when the temperature drops. Number 6, feel up to. This phrasal verb means to have enough energy, strength, or confidence to do something. We usually use it in questions or negative sentences. When you ask someone, "Do you feel up to it?" you're asking if they think they can handle doing something. If someone says, "I don't feel up to it," it means they don't think they have the energy or ability to do it right now. For example, imagine you've been sick with the flu for 3 days. You've been in bed, sleeping a lot, and you still feel pretty weak. Your friend calls and invites you to go hiking this weekend. You really want to go, but you're not sure if your body is ready. You think about it and realize you're still too tired. So you tell your friend, "Thanks for inviting me, but I don't feel up to hiking yet. I'm still recovering." You're being honest about your energy level. You don't feel strong enough for that activity right now. Here's another one. Let's say it's Friday night and you've had a really long week at work. You worked late every single day and you're exhausted. Your friends text you and say, "Hey, let's go dancing tonight." Normally you love dancing, but tonight you're just too tired. You reply, "I'm sorry, I don't feel up to going out tonight. Can we do it next week instead?" You're not saying you don't want to dance. You're saying you don't have the energy for it right now. Your body and mind need rest. Hey, before we continue, if you're enjoying this lesson and learning something new, please take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We upload new videos every single day to help you improve your English and sound more natural. Your support really means a lot to me, and it helps other learners find these lessons too. Okay, let's keep going. Number 7, fence in. This phrasal verb means to surround an area with a fence so that nothing can get in or out. When you fence in an area, you create a barrier around it. People fence in their yards to keep their dogs safe. Farmers fence in their animals so they don't wander away. It can also be used in a more figurative way. If you feel fenced in, you feel trapped or restricted, like you don't have freedom. For example, imagine you just bought a new house and you have a big backyard. You also have two dogs that love to run and play, but you're worried because there's no fence and the dogs might run into the street. So you decide to build a wooden fence all around the backyard. Now the dogs can play safely without escaping. You fenced in your backyard to protect your pets. The fence creates a safe space where they can enjoy themselves without any danger. Here's another one. Let's say you're working at a job that you don't really like anymore. You have to follow a lot of strict rules, you can't be creative, and your boss watches everything you do. You feel like you can't breathe or make your own decisions. You tell your friend, "I feel so fenced in at this job. I have no freedom to do things my own way." In this case, you're not talking about a real fence. You're describing a feeling of being trapped or limited. You want more space and independence, but you feel stuck. Number 8, fence off. This phrasal verb means to separate one area from another area by putting up a fence. It's about creating a division or boundary. Construction workers fence off dangerous areas so people don't get hurt. At events, organizers fence off VIP sections so only certain people can enter. It's about blocking access to a specific space. For example, imagine there's construction happening on your street. Workers are fixing the road, and there are big holes and heavy machines everywhere. It's really dangerous for people to walk through that area. So the construction company puts up orange fences and signs all around the work zone. They fenced off the construction area to keep everyone safe. Now pedestrians have to walk on the other side of the street, away from the danger. The fence creates a clear barrier that says, "Don't come in here." Here's another one. Let's say you're at a music festival. There's a special area near the stage that's only for VIPs, people who paid extra money for better access. Regular ticket holders can't go there. The festival organizers put up metal barriers and fences around that section, and there are security guards checking tickets. They fenced off the VIP area so that only certain people can get close to the stage. If you don't have the right ticket, you have to stay in the general crowd area. The fence makes it clear where you can and cannot go. Number 9, fend for. This phrasal verb means to take care of yourself or someone else without help from other people. When you fend for yourself, you're independent. You find your own food, make your own money, and solve your own problems. Parents might tell their teenage kids, "You need to learn to fend for yourself before you go to college." It's about being self-sufficient and not depending on others. For example, imagine you're 18 years old and you just moved out of your parents' house to go to university in another city. For the first time in your life, you have to do everything alone. You have to cook your own meals, pay your own bills, do your own laundry, and manage your own schedule. Nobody is there to remind you or help you. You're learning to fend for yourself. At first it's hard, but slowly you get better at it. You become more independent and confident because you're handling everything on your own. Here's another one. Let's say you're watching a movie about a family that goes on a camping trip. They're supposed to meet up with some friends, but something goes wrong and they get lost in the forest. They have no cell phone signal, and they're running out of food. The parents realize they have to fend for their children in the wilderness. They find a stream for water, they gather berries and try to catch fish, and they build a shelter to stay warm at night. They're fending for their family by using their skills and resourcefulness to survive until help arrives. Number 10, fend off. This phrasal verb means to defend yourself against something or someone that's attacking or bothering you. It could be a physical attack, or it could be something like questions, criticism, or even insects. When you fend off something, you're pushing it away or protecting yourself from it. Boxers fend off punches. People fend off mosquitoes. Politicians fend off tough questions from reporters. For example, imagine you're having a picnic in the park on a beautiful summer day. You spread out your blanket, open your basket of food, and suddenly a bunch of bees start flying around. They're attracted to your sandwiches and fruit. You don't want to get stung, so you start waving your hands, moving the food into containers, and gently shooing the bees away. You're fending off the bees. You're trying to protect yourself and your food from these annoying insects without hurting them. It takes a few minutes, but eventually they fly away. Here's another one. Let's say you're a celebrity and you're walking through the airport. As soon as people recognize you, a crowd of reporters rushes toward you. They're all shouting questions like, "Are you dating anyone?" And "What do you think about the rumors?" And "Can you comment on the scandal?" You don't want to answer these questions, so you put your hand up, say, "No comment," and keep walking quickly. Toward your car, your security team helps you move through the crowd. You're fending off the reporters' questions. You're protecting your privacy by refusing to engage with them and trying to get away as fast as possible. And that's it. We've covered all 10 phrasal verbs today. Let's do a quick review so everything sticks in your mind. We learned fawn on, which means to praise someone too much because you want something from them. We learned fawn over, which means to show a lot of attention and admiration to someone or something. We talked about feed off, which means to get energy from something. We covered feed on, which can mean to eat something or to grow stronger from something. We learned feed up, which means to make someone eat more to become healthier. We discussed feel up to, which means to have enough energy or confidence to do something. We looked at fence in, which means to surround an area with a fence. We learned fence off, which means to separate an area with a fence. We talked about fend for, which means to take care of yourself without help. And finally, we learned fend off, which means to defend yourself against something. I really hope these explanations and examples helped you understand how to use these phrasal verbs in real conversations. Remember, the best way to learn is to practice. Try using these phrasal verbs when you're speaking or writing in English. Maybe you can write some sentences in the comments below using one or two of today's phrasal verbs. I'd love to see what you come up with. Thank you so much for watching today's lesson. Don't forget to like this video if it was helpful, and subscribe to American Lingo Academy so you never miss a lesson. We upload new videos every single day to help you become more confident and fluent in English. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and remember, you're doing an amazing job. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.